Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today I am gonna teach what is Thuluth script and how to write the letter Alif. The architecture of Alif, the rules, the methods and easy techniques I will show you in writing the letter Alif. So this is the ink we use in writing the Arabic calligraphy Thuluth script, and this is a basic requirement we need for doing Arabic calligraphy. This is called as ink jar, ink container or something. This is the thread which is present in this. Here you can see it clearly. This is called as liha or thread, silk thread, which we use in dipping the ink so that we can get the right consistency while we get to write with qalam. So first we will learn how to hold the qalam. So this is the right way of holding the qalam. It is not like holding a pen. People hold pen like this like this. This is how we hold pen. But in qalam there is a different technique of holding the qalam. There is a certain angle we can hold the qalam. Here this is the right way of holding qalam freely. Let your hand do the art of calligraphy in a free manner. So before we start to learn the architecture and the perspectives behind writing the letter Alif, we will know the basic details about how to hold a qalam. This is how we dip the ink in thread and ink. So now what I will teach you is the basic method for holding the qalam is 80 degrees. This is the perpendicular diagram, and now this is the 90 degrees. Okay, so now this is the middle part of this is 45 degrees, and somehow between this is 80 degrees. Okay, so this is the way we hold the qalam. It should be around 90 to 80 or 70 degrees. This is the way we hold qalam, and it's not like painting. Okay, in painting we just pull up our hand and do like this. We let our hand freely, but in Arabic calligraphy our hand should be stick on the paper like this. The hand should move along with the paper. Because if I write something, it should be moving like this towards. So my hand was here. Okay, now it's moving towards the paper, towards me. So this is how we should hold our qalam. Okay, the hand should move while writing the letters, which is the art of writing. So now we have learned the angle of holding should be somewhere between 90 to 80 or 70 degrees. This is how we can hold the qalam. And the point, this is the sharp point where it is broad. It should be opposite in the direction of us, and this is the small point. It should be to a point towards us. Now this is how the technique of Thuluth calligraphy is made. Like we cannot hold like this or something. This is the sharp point. This is how we hold. It should be pointing towards opposite direction of us. Okay, so now this is not the right thing. Like this we can't write anything like this. Okay, it should be like this. So now there are different types of strokes in Thuluth calligraphy. Now when we hold qalam, when we have to write strokes and letters, it should be 45 degrees. Okay, so now there are different types of strokes. This is vertical stroke, this is horizontal stroke. Okay, so this is from left to right. This is how we should do practice of this. So many strokes, we should do so many strokes of these letters, like from left to right and from right to left. This is a bit this creates a little bit friction, so we need not to get worried. We just need to have some patience and practice the letters from right to left, from left to right, and from up to down and down to up. Okay, so these are the strokes we need to practice before we begin to write any letter, because there should be a fluency. So now also we need to learn. First exercise is from down, diagonally. We should draw it diagonally from down to up, it should be crossed like this. We need to practice this kind of strokes. It helps in writing the letters. Before we begin letters, we need to practice these letters so perfectly and very much. And also like this. Here we go. We need to be careful while writing the calligraphy. The thread sometimes comes out like this. You need to be careful. I hate this thing. Okay, so now actually the point is so sharp and it's taking out the thread like this out. So now this is how you need to create some 45 degrees lines. Okay, you need to practice these kind of strokes and some curvature lines. It also helps in writing the letters jeen, dal, ba and noon and so many letters. We need to create some curvature like strokes. Understand what is the angle of movement and angle of impact. Okay, here I explain you. Let's draw a perpendicular line, and now this is let's take 45 degrees. This is the angle of movement. What movement? The angle is in motion, and there is no increase in the breadth of the stroke because this is the angle of movement and we are not moving the angle in this direction or that direction. Now let me explain you the angle of impact. So from here, if you take from the same point and make a line, it will get broader. Okay, so it's getting broader. If you take from this angle, it gets broader. This is what angle of impact is, that if you draw a stroke from angle of impact, it becomes broader. The longer the angle is, the broader the stroke is. Okay, this is how. If you take it 0 degrees, it becomes so broad. This is what angle of impact and angle of movement is, that if you do this, like there is no increase in the border of breadth of the stroke. It becomes, no matter how long you take this, it will be the same as this thinner. It won't be thick. For thicker strokes, you need to learn the angle of impact, like how many degrees you take, the stroke becomes thicker. Okay, if you take from 0 degrees, it becomes more thicker than that. Okay, so now we have learned how to hold qalam and different basic things. So now we will learn nuqta. Nuqat, it's also called as nuqat. It's a measurement unit in Thuluth calligraphy, where we actually there are 27 letters, where every letter has a certain amount of measurements. We have 4 to 11 nuqtas in the letter Alif. We need to learn the measurement unit so carefully because it's the basic thing in Arabic calligraphy to measure every letter and write it very nicely, because the Thuluth, only the word Thuluth means 1/3 of its letter. So now I will teach you the basic angle where the nuqtas should be written is 45 degrees. From this angle you need to make nuqtas. Okay, this is the basic angle where you need to make nuqtas. This is the nuqta, this measurement unit. So let me teach you how to write nuqtas. There are subsequent nuqta, like different types of nuqta. Like if you need to write for horizontal letters like ba, you need to make nuqtas in horizontal like this. This is subsequent nuqta where you need to write horizontal as well as vertical strokes. For take a letter dal for example. For letter dal, you need to write two sides. From two sides you need to take nuqtas. So this is how. This is vertical. From every nuqta has 4 points. This, this. These are the 4 points of every nuqta. Every nuqta has 4 points, and it is in squarish diamond shape. Okay, the nuqtas are in squarish and diamond shape. And other than these, other than measurement units, for the letters like noon, ba, jim, there is a nuqta. You need to write somewhat broader for letters. You can see there is difference between this size and this size. So there is broader length somewhat from 1/2 and the quarter. Now for 2 noqtas you need to write like this, like for the letter ta and for the letter sa you need to write in this way, like such that you need not to worry about the gap between this. This is how it is written for the letter sa. There are different kinds of noqtas, vertically, horizontally. Let's begin writing the letter alif. It's also called as the architecture of alif. So I have discovered the easiest way to write the letter alif. What is the easiest way? That I see this letter in 3 parts: head, tail and body. Okay, so before we begin we need to know one thing, that this letter has a thing called taj, or the decoration, which is the head of the alif. Okay, it is also called as hilia. Alif is somewhere between the 4 to 11 noqtas, as I have taught what are noqtas and how to write noqtas and what is the degree of noqta. So now alif has 3 parts: body, head and tail. This is how I see the letter alif. Let me explain you how to write the letter alif. So now what I have taught is to hold the qalam from somewhere between 80 to 70 degrees. This is how we hold the qalam. And now let's begin writing the letter alif. Like there is a little curvature while writing this letter, and this is the tail of the letter alif. And what I was talking about hilia is this. There is some blunt in this, it should not be sharp. So this is how you write alif. There is certain amount of measurements. 7 noqta is in its mizan while writing the alif, or somewhere between 4 to 11 noqtas you need to look. This is the curvature we need. I think you can see it clearly that it is not sharp here. We need to create a curve hilia like this. There should be a gap where you can make like this curve in the hilia, the decoration of the letter alif. And without the decoration of alif, the alif doesn't look like alif, it looks simple line. Okay, so now I will explain you the ibtida, means the beginning point of writing letter alif. So this is the alif I have explained you. Okay, now I will show you the measurements we need to write the letter alif. So now first we will beginning with the beginning point. So here it is. We need not to go straight. There is certain amount where we should move our hand, like I have already taught the movement of hand, and it should not be straight. And most of the calligraphers and the teachers just flick it here, but we did not flick here. This is how we need to write. And now let's draw the hilia, the decoration of the letter alif. You need to extend it here and stop it here, and here we need to make a line, and here we need to make a curvature like this. This area should also be blunt, it should not be sharp. Okay, if it becomes sharp it becomes different. So now let me tell you, there is a gap here. Okay, half nokta gap will be here while writing the letter alif. Now we will write the letter by measuring it. So let's measure the letter alif. Okay, by the measurement units we will write the letter alif. This is how we can write 1, 2. From this sharp end we will start another nokta. Okay, so that it becomes perfect vertically noktas. So now 4th nokta, and here we go from the sharp point of the ending of that nokta to this. 4, 5, 6 and 7. And let me explain you, the measurement unit of the hilia is 1 nokta to half nokta. You can see half. 1.5 nuqta is the measurement unit of helia. And now let's write the letter Alif. Let me explain you. This is the wrong way of writing Alif. We did not to write like this. No need to write like this. There is a certain amount we should begin from the left side and end up to the right side. And most of the calligraphers in this point, most of the calligraphers just give it a flick here. They just flick. They just give it something like this. You need not to do this. I really disagree with this point. You just have to keep it blunt, not sharp, not flicking. Just it should be a blunt area like this in the tail. So now we will write the letter Alif with some measurements. Okay, here we begin. This is the first part, body. We will be making body, and now this is the tail of the letter Alif. Okay, and this is the head of the letter Alif. So as I have taught how to write helia, this is how you need to write. And sometimes this helia should be like this. Okay. This is how you need to write the letter Alif. Now let's measure this. So when we write the letter, this is from the beginning point, we need to measure it. So this is half nuqta. There should be half nuqta gap in this, and also from this point there should be half nuqta gap here. This is how perfectly you can write. See how beautiful it's looking. Now also when you learn the letter Alif, you can also write the letter Lam and letter Kaf, Ta and Sa. So I will be teaching my methodology of teaching you the Thuluth calligraphy is to connect one letter with another. Like when you learn one letter, you need also to learn that this letter also consists in another letters, in the form of, like we need to write Lam. This will also be the part of Lam, and you need to create one curve here. Lam, Ta, Za, Kaf. It will be useful in all these letters. In 5 letters, the letter Alif will be used, and by combining the letter Noon and Alif, it will become Lam. So this is the methodology of my teaching, that I will not be teaching you like letter Alif, Ba, Ta, line by line. I will be also teaching you what letter connects with what letter. When you learn one letter, you also learn some other letters. This is the main part of our studying. Now let's measure. It should be somewhere between 7 to 8 nuqtas. 1. Let's measure it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our letter Alif is of 7 nuqtas. This is how we can write the letter Alif. So now let's write clearly without any measurement for the letter Alif, and the area of the helia should be of 1 nuqta. Okay, the measurement of the letter Alif of the head we use as a helia should be of 1 nuqta, and this is the measurement how we can write. Now let's write the letter Alif without any measurements. Here we go. This is the head. This is the, in 3 parts we divide. While writing the Alif, you need to take some measurements like this. So while writing this gets some broader, and this is the beautiful tail of this letter Alif. Okay, so now we will draw the helia, which is the decorative part of the letter Alif. There should be a blunt in this. It should not be sharp like this, nor this should be sharp like this. There should be a curve in this. Okay, not too pointy, not too blunt. It should be medium. So let's write it again. You need to practice a lot to learn Thuluth scripts. Practice is the main key in fluency. So let's write the letter Alif without any stop. So this is the letter Alif we have made, and this is our beautiful Taj helia of letter Alif. This is how we have learned to write the letter Alif. So now let's conclude. This is all for today, and next we will be learning our next all 26 letters. So here are it is. Thank you for listening my class and understanding what the Thuluth script and how to write the architecture behind the letter Alif. Thank you for understanding and giving time to learning the royal script and mastering the calligraphy of Thuluth calligraphy script. Thank you so much. You're all for today. Alif.